Kicking it with Gives a Minute on Kick. Well, Dale wanted to call in, so I went live. Dale? Where are you? Where are you, Dale? I went live specifically because you said over on YouTube that you wanted to call in. So here I am. Call in. Come on. If not, we'll move on and we'll look at some other content. But Dale, you did say you wanted to call in. I've left this open for you. We're on kick.com. Come on over. Calling Dale. Calling Dale. Calling the Dale man. If anybody knows where Dale is, rouse him up. He said he wanted to call in. I went live for him. Now I'm thinking I shouldn't have. Oh, there's a big ass mozzie. How did you get in? The fine young mosquito. Oh, it's too far back there to get. Well, are we going to just sit here waiting for Dale? Waiting for the Dale. I mean, we can just chill here. Dale. Somebody get Dale. Somebody get Dale. Somebody bring him over. He said he wanted to call in. Even Pertsky said he'd call in too. Pertsky. Dale, Pertsky or Dale. Pertsky, you said if you go live, I'll call in too. I saw that comment on YouTube. Go and get Dale or Pertsky. Do it. I'm just going to chill here until somebody does it. Do it. By the way, OBS version 30. I'm using it. Seems good. Flowski in the house. Hey, Flowski. Dale. Come on. Flo's here. Dale. Is this thing even on? Dale, get your sweet ass over here. ASAP, mofo. Come on. Should I have a beverage? It's Sunday afternoon. When did you talk to him? About 20 minutes ago on a YouTube stream. He said, he was quite forceful actually. He said, I want to call in. Something to that effect. I want to call in, no excuses. I said, well, look, man, I'm doing a particular stream here on YouTube. It's about a product. Once we've done that, maybe we'll kick off and go over to Kick and, well, I'll entertain your call in. And then he did a Dale and disappeared. So Dale, reappear. I feel like I might just run out and... Am I going to have a vodka? I'm going to run out and get a vodka, aren't I? I've got this vodka here. This is Tito's handmade vodka. One of you guys told me to drink this. I can't remember who it was. He's probably with one of his 3,000 girlfriends. Shit. Yeah, someone in the chat said, you got to try this Tito's handmade vodka. So I did. And I got to tell you, I don't often drink vodka, but this is a bottle I would get again and again and again and again and again. And you feel me, right? It's quite good. This is quite good. I'm pleasantly surprised with how good it is. Tito's handmade vodka, award-winning American vodka crafted in an old-fashioned pot still from Austin, Texas. So I've got some Coke I might mix this with, but you know, it'd be good to sip on a Coke and a vodka with Dale, you know, the guy that said he'd call in, that guy, you know. I've got to take a shower, but I'll drop by later if you're still on. No worries. Thanks, Flosky. Thanks. Cheers. Enjoy your shower. Let that water cascade over your body and cleanse you adequately. I'll sit here in my filth while I wait for Dale. I'm just going to sit here like this, waiting for Dale. How long can I do this for? Should we do a waiting for Dale countdown? Is there a little countdown plugin we can find? Let's go over here and go for free countdown timer online. Countdown timer. What are we going to call this? Waiting for Dale. I want a big one. Classroom timers, race timers. What's a classroom timer? These look like they're from the 1990s. I want a nicer looking one. Tick counter. Black Friday sale. Make countdown. We're going to call this Don't you get to give it a name? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Waiting for Dale. How long are we going to wait for? How long should this countdown go for? Redox, hello Gibbs. Hello Redox, how you doing? How you going, man? We're just waiting for Dale here, you know? Vertical layout. Horizontal layout. Oh, that is the vertical layout. Yes. Transparent background. Oh, we could just give it a color. Name color. Oh, the name color should be white. Background color is transparent. Have you got a Slayer task for mine goblins? I do not know what that's in reference to, dude. I beg your pardon. So no, I don't. In one way, we get the days off. We don't need days. Hours. We'll give him Mine Goblin D's nuts. Ah, shit! Got him. You got me. We don't need hours. We need minutes. And we want to start the minutes at 30. We'll give him 30 minutes, 20 minutes. How come it doesn't let me choose the minute starting point? That's Mine Goblin. I should have been able to spot that one, dude. That was an easy one. Fuck you for taking advantage of me. So you can't just take advantage of me like that. Show unit names. Minutes. Why can't you just set the minutes countdown? How to time 12 a.m. What? 15 doesn't change anything. So what's 16:264? Make countdown. I don't understand. Where does it? Where do you get to show? Where do you get to choose the amount? You know? Date, time, 12 a.m. What is this? I don't understand. This is too hard to work out. I don't get it. Fuck that, man. Give me an easier one. Time and date. Let's do create a countdown clock. Let's do it. That one was too tricky. We're going to call this Waiting for Dale. Waiting for Dale. And countdown to date. Yo, Dougski! How you doing, Doug? We're just waiting for Dale. Event time. Oh, I see what it's telling me. It's telling this is okay, so this is how this is working. It's telling me so 5 p.m. the current time is 5:11. So the countdown will go till 5 we want the countdown to expire at 5:35. So that is. Why does it come up like? Okay, fuck that. Get him out of there. Countdown to date. Countdown to today's date, which is the 12th of November. This date. And we want the time to be at 5:35 skins PM skis. That's 22 minutes away. Style, hyper? What's hyper? We'll make it inline. No. Standard. Where is Dale? That is the question. Where is Dale? Centered text effects shadowed. Text effects strength, very strong. Waiting for Dale. So let's change this now. We're going to give him until 5:40 in the PM. Pertsky's here. Hey, Pertsky, how you doing? 26 minutes. We will share this as a browser source plugin. I'll just do it over here. I'll just create a browser source plugin and I'll just call this countdown. Bamski bam. Oh, does that do the whole thing? That's I thought it would just be the embed. Embed. Or I could just trim it down, right? It's an iframe. Is that going to work with the browser source plugin? Does an iframe work with that? Apparently not. Apparently not. I'll just grab the URL skins. Okay, that's better. And we'll change it from 800. We'll change it to 1200 by 900. All right, folks. There's our little waiting for Dale. Dale. For those that are wondering what's going on here, well, on a stream I did a little whiles ago on the YouTube, Dale said he wanted to call in. Hey, Saber over on Twitch. I'm a Dale. I didn't see that before. Sorry, Saber. I was busy with my countdown timer. Are you waiting for a specific Dale or any Dale? Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. Do you want to call in, Saber? Do you want to call Saber? Do you want to call in? Got to have a camera and a microphone. Maybe Kansas as well. Yeah, but so we're doing this stream on YouTube, and I was kind of busy with a particular theme. I was talking about a product, and I didn't want to go too far off that tangent. But in the chat, Dale said, "I'm ready to call in. I want to have a chat. I'm good." And I think he even said, "So you better, no excuses" or something. It was quite forceful. And I said, "Well, man, I'm kind of busy with this stream. But how about this? Once we're done with this stream, we'll close up. We'll come back on kick.com, and you can call in." So I did that. And I've been here waiting for Dale ever since. Pertsky's up early. I got the habit of immediately falling asleep when I come home from work and waking at 2 a.m. What was the topic about? So the other stream was about a product that I surf with, a shark repellent magnetic surfboard, surfing shark repellent or shark deterrent called Shark Bands. So we did all that on YouTube, and then I was happy just to come out here and hang out for a while, shoot the shit with Dale. But Dale doesn't seem to appear. Dale, calling Dale. Anybody know where Dale is? Dale, get over here. We're waiting for Dale, folks. We got 22 more minutes for Dale to turn up. Otherwise, I'm never, ever, ever, ever letting him back on. Is that too harsh? Is that too harsh? If he doesn't come in on this timer countdown, 22 minutes, he's never having a chance again. This is a once in a lifetime. One night only, one night only, one night only, one night only. And the thing with this is, he can't say, "Oh, I was busy," or "I had other things," because he suggested it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't say, oh, but man, you didn't give me enough time. You brought it up. I had no intention of coming back and doing. I got to work tomorrow morning. I had no intentions of coming back on to do a kick stream. Dale suggested it. You should do a countdown jack. A countdown jack? It's a bit harsh considering what time it is stateside, but it was his suggestion. That's what I'm saying, Doug. I didn't say, hey, Dale, you should call in, and if you don't, I'll ban you forever. I never said that. I was busy with my Shark Band stream, and he's like, I'm going to call in, and it better happen. So I was like, okay, well, I'll come back outside of YouTube. We'll go on Kick. Hey, Siri, what time is it in Florida?
It's 1:18 in Tallahassee, FL.
Fair enough. It's 1:18 a.m. Okay, maybe. All right, well. But it's Saturday night. It's Sunday morning at 1 a.m. I reckon Dale's having a good time, if you feel me. Should I have a little of this? Saber says, I tried surfing when I was around 15. I learned from a professional surfer. This is over on Twitch, by the way. We got the feed coming in, though. Learned from a professional surfer from Hawaii. I don't live near the ocean to learn to surf or surf for fun. I'm in the mountains. I'm a mountain Dale. I like that, dude. So you learned to surf when you were around 15 from professional. Oh, wow, that's cool. Huh. You definitely should. Nothing nicer than a quiet Sunday night beverage. I've got some Coke as well. Do you know what? I'll run out and do that. I'll be right back.
I'm not like some madman. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Don't tell me he turned up while I was away. Don't tell me Dale came into the chat and went, shh, don't tell Gibbs I'm here, incognito style. Marty! I attempted to join, but I'm not. Oh, that was a Twitch notification. Oh, that's right. Yeah, those Twitch notifications. That was a new follow on Twitch. Whoever did that, thank you. I didn't see it, but I know about those little floating aliens, right? So nothing nicer than a quiet Sunday night beverage. Although I learned from him, I don't know his name, and I didn't learn long. It was only for 30. You had a 30-minute lesson, right? Okay. You know what? I don't like drinking out of that glass. I like to be a bit sophisticated. A nice proper... Oh, that's dirty as, dude. Did I not wash that? I think I might put that glass back on the shelf without washing it. Shit, man. Living dangerous like that. That's a good... Damn, that frightened me. Thank you, Doug. That scared the shit out of me. While we wait for Dale for another 18 minutes, let me give you a little, let me tell you a story. That's an airplane? Yeah, it's an airplane. So I bought a new television. It's the first time I've owned a 4K television screen. I bought the cheapest.
Love you, bitch.
I'm fond of you too, Pertsky. I bought the cheapest brand that there is available in Australia. It's a brand called Kogan with a K. It's like Bogan, but it's Kogan. So I paid $600 for this 65-inch QLED 4K television. A number of factors I considered when making this purchase. Number one, I'm getting older. My eyesight's getting worse, and I don't like squinting to look at the television. So I wanted a big screen. Just hold it. So that was a big factor in my purchase. The second factor was that the television screen I was using, I always bought for my streams. Do you remember when I was talking about doing interview streams and I wanted to have a monitor behind me? Well, I bought a shitty Kogan monitor or television for that purpose. And when we ultimately decided on not doing that setup where there was a screen sitting here, we decided against it. Well, I took that screen as my television screen. So that was temporary. That was a 1080p screen. So I always wanted to have that in my stream setup, but then I started using it as a television screen and kept using it like that. So I wanted to get back to the idea of having a 4K television and bringing that monitor back into my setup, which I now have done. It's not hooked in yet, but that monitor is up there. That's going to be part of my stream setup. And that there is my new television screen off to the side. So separate to the stream, but now I'm back to sort of what I wanted with my stream. Just got to get some more hardware to enable this to join in, because that'll be 1, 2, 3. That'll be 4 monitors on a MacBook Pro. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3. 4 in totes. Cheers as always. Back there over on Twitch. I think it'd be cool to visit Australia, and I have family from Perth, but I'm not sure what I do there. Maybe just fishing. You want to mow the lawn and go fishing? Australia's got a lot going for it though. Like, great place to visit. If you've never been to Australia and you've heard about it, you will love it here. It's the vibe. This country's weird, right? And I know it, and I can see it. I know we're a strange country. We speak funny. We have funny animals. The weather will kill you. Everything will kill you practically. So for someone that's never been, but
I wrote this script.
But as far as if you've never been here, but you've heard about it, you will definitely get a kick out of Australia. Pertsky, I've not bought the new box you need since they upgraded digital broadcast. It's been like 5 years. Yeah. So, by the way, when I said television, I don't need a television for television. I just use an Apple TV. I use an Apple TV with a program called Infuse, and Infuse lets me attach. And this is what I was trying to get at, right? This is the story I was trying to get to. Infuse lets me attach network attached storage to my Fritzbox, which is my modem of choice, Fritzbox Fiber. And then you can just dump files, like movie files, onto that Fritzbox server and then access them through your television. So now that I got a 4K television, I wanted to watch a great 4K film. So I went and looked for 4K version of Avatar. A whole bunch of friends loaned it to me, thanks to Justin Sun and his programs. So thank you, Justin Sun. I know I'm streaming on your platform here, DLive as well. Hello, Justy. Anyway, I downloaded a 70 gig file, which took surprisingly a long time. I'm on fiber internet, gigabit fiber internet, so technically it shouldn't have taken as long as it did, but it took about 2.5 hours. 70 gig. And then I encountered an issue. The Fritzbox von LAN only allows network attached storage to be formatted in the FAT32 or the NTFS file system, or one other one which I don't know of, but it's not a Mac. And I'm on a Mac, by the way, but I don't mind using FAT32. But FAT32 has a 4 gig limit. So then I was like, okay, so now I have this beautiful uncompressed 4K file that I've got to compress before I can watch it. Kind of defeats the purpose, right? So then I looked into, isn't there a way on these new modern television screens to just attach a USB, like a hard drive, right? Like an external hard drive, which I have right here. Got a 2 terabyte SanDisk. It has, this has working files on it that I'm using for large projects in Final Cut Pro, mainly my pitch project to the H3 podcast. That's mainly what's on here. The reason it's on here is because it's got all the source material, which I'm piecing together into this pitch video, which includes a whole bunch of live streams. And they're like 20 gig each. Sometimes they're over 20 gig. And they're all on here because they're referenced in Final Cut Pro. So the Final Cut Pro project's on here and those files are on here. So I dumped that 70 gig file on here, plugged it into my television, went to choose the input, and then it says, you've attached a Seagate 2 terabyte drive which is not formatted for this television. Please format before you can use. And I was like, I can't format the drive because there's other shit on it. So I'm at this point where I'm like, what do I do? Do I use, and this is what I have done, do I use Handbrake, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with the little Handbrake program, but I am recompressing the 70 gig 4K version of Avatar down to a compressed 4K version of Avatar, which will hopefully be under 4 gig. That'll fit on my NAS. Or I move all these files off here somewhere else and format this from my television and watch the uncompressed 70 gig version. What would you suggest I do while we wait for Dale? Back up in the chat over on Twitch. Which Avatar, the blue people or the awesome adventure of the wind? So I've only seen the first one. This is from 2009, so the original film. Pertsky, it's not even my TV. It came to the apartment. Every now and again I watch a movie from a USB drive, but generally I just watch on the MacBook or the phone. I despise everything from Fritz. You're not a Fritz, really? I mean, I'll be honest. I have no problem with the Fritzbox von LAN, but now I'm considering changing my modem. If I can't... Most 4K files of movies are over 4 gig, right? You're not going to often find a compressed 4K file that's less than, say, well, a feature-length film, like an hour and a half, 2 hours, it's going to be like up to 20 gig, right? Minimum. So I'm a little bit pissed off because if my modem is hampering this from happening, because now I've got gigabit internet and I've got a 4K television, I don't want to be downloading 1080 versions, 1080p. I want to download 4K, right? If I'm going to watch anything. They're absolutely garbage. And by the way, I'll tell you this. The Fritzbox fiber on every device I have except for my new iPhone, the Wi-Fi is dumbed down. Now I've got gigabit internet. When I plug into here, which I am streaming, I can probably give my IP. I'll show it to you, but I'm just running a fast. Can I just cover my IP? Hold on. I'm running a fast test, and once it finishes, I'll try to hide my IP. But I've got gigabit internet here. Ooh, it was not quite gigabit. It was 700. That's harm. I mean, we are live right now, but it's not quite. Okay. Oh no, it doesn't show you my IP. Look. So that's the internet speed here at the moment. Try it again. It should get up to 1,000. It normally does. But I am live, but that shouldn't take off 300 meg. Either way, that's now that I've got everything up to speed, do I then just get a new box, a new router, one that I can attach Mac OS Journal hard drive to it and dump on 60 gig files and stuff? Flowski, what about upload speed? That if I show you that, if I show you my upload speed, it does show you my IP, but it's 37. Can I cover that up somehow? I can't do it. I don't have a blur or anything. I'll tell you what, I can do this. I'll add another tab in front of it. Yeah. I'll just wangle this. Watch this. Oh, this is how you wangle it. What a wangle. Check this out. Check this wangle. I just wangled it by dragging a new browser over the top. But there's my 37. Yeah, well, I tell you what, I wish we had synchronous, right? Like, I don't need gigabit down. I'd be happy with 400 down and 400 up. I don't need 1,000 down and 40 up. That's stupid. I don't know why they do that in Australia. Mine is 300 up and down. I like it when it's equal. It's rare. And that's how internet should be, right? Because you're sending packets just as much as you're receiving. Every time you click a URL, you're sending packets. So you need upload as much as you need download. I don't get why does nobody think like that? Like, every time you click send or enter on a browser, you're sending. That's upload. So you need upload speed to match your download. Okay, you could argue, but you're not uploading as much as you're downloading. Maybe your latency and your ping needs to be better, and there's something in that to be said. But there is a Dale, just not the one he's waiting for. Yeah, Dale. You've got 7 minutes. Ooh, under 7 minutes now, Dale, to get your sweet can in here. Pertsky, just out of curiosity, what is a better modem that I should be looking at if I'm gonna replace my Fritz? Oh, that's what I was saying. Every single device I've got, when you use Wi-Fi, the speeds are nowhere near gigabit. They're under 500. My iPhone, I get gigabit speeds. That's over there. My iPhone gives me gigabit speeds, so that's got Wi-Fi 7, I believe, or 6. I think it's 7. So if I'm going to update my router, what's a good one to look for? Over on Twitch, Saber says, my internet speed fluctuates from 100 to 350. That's pretty rad. For download, I have to run fiber internet for faster speeds. Mountain blocks a lot of speed. My upload speed range is 5 meg to 10 meg. Well, is that not fiber then? 350. Interesting. Oh, hey, combined Twitch chat. Is that new? That's only on Botrix chat, right? Because that's not coming up on my... When I look to my Kick pop out chat, which is on the other screen here, that's just the Kick chat. But when I look to my on-screen chat, yeah, there's a Twitch integrated chit-chat. Pertsky says Proline from Linksys and Netgear. I'm not really a Netgear fan. I don't have fiber currently. They're still installing in my town. It's new. Yeah. It's new here as well. Let's take a look at Proline's Linksys. Proline's TP-Link. TP-Link? I remember that company. Are they still around? Are they? I thought they were like pretty low power line Linksys. Linksys? Wi-Fi routers. They look cool, don't they? I mean, I'll take a look at those at my own leisure time, but thank you. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to Dale says no. Dale. Yeah, look, this is cool. The integrated chat on screen. Saber over there on Twitch. And we're over here on on Kick. I like it. It feels comfortable. We're waiting for Dale. One Dale at least showed up. That's true, Saber. That's true. And if you wanted to call in at the expiration of this waiting for Dale, it's open to you. TP-Link have a very good reputation for security and quality components. Okay. I remember TP-Link, and I always thought they were a bit on the cheap and nasty. But then again, I just bought a cheap and nasty television, and I'm pretty happy with it. Call in from where? I'll send you the link. You just need a camera and a microphone and Kansas. That's all. I'll just send you the link, and then you come in on stream. You don't need to be on Kick. You don't need to be... I'll send you a link, which is a restream.io. That's the package, or that's the software I use. I'll send you a link. I'd encourage you to come over to kick.com though, just saying. I'm on my laptop, has a camera, and I have my headset on for the mix, for the mic. Yeah, well then that's all you need. If you want to, do you want me to send you the link? But I got to go to Twitch then. Let me go to Twitch. I can do it from here. Hold on a sec. Let me get the linky poop. Is that what you want? Do you want to do that? And we got 2 more minutes for Dale to rock up, but I don't think he's turning up, right? I don't think Dale's turning up. I'm pretty certain Dale's he's missing in action. I'm sure you'll enjoy the 4K TV. They are amazing. So far, Doug, I watched a YouTube. I watched epically lated Spike Jones last night, and I was like, "Wow, dude, this looks great in 4K." I wouldn't necessarily go with them though. I try to avoid Chinese companies. TP-Link, yeah, okay. I'll be down for it. So you could hang on a second. Just give me a second here. I've just got a script running. I think I'll take a look at that Lynx's Pro line. That's probably what I'll look into. There's a couple up there that I could look at. I want to make certain that I can plug in a hard drive that's not going to be limited to the FAT32 file system or NTFS. 4K is definitely nice. I can totally notice it, even if Vanfrick says there's no real difference. Vanfrick, that's who I was. No, I was trying to think of Chill Outdoors. The other day, there was someone on Kick that came through with a strange handle, and I thought that they were Chill Outdoors. Yeah, Lynx is probably your best bet. Is that what you have? I see the E8450 and the E9540. Animation and movies look great. I mean, that's why I thought of Avatar, because I remember watching Avatar at the theater, and I was like, far out, man. I am immersed in this. Like I'm in this universe right now. It was bizarre. And I always said if I ever get a 4K television, I'm gonna do. Oh, I wanted to do the Lord of the Rings as well, right? Big screen Lord of the Rings. And you know what I should do? I might just wait until I get that before I try to watch something. Like I won't watch anything until it's uncompressed 4K. You got it from work, okay? Vanfrick is Wolf's Gone Camping. That's who it was, and I knew there was some connection. I just couldn't remember who it was. Wolf's Gone Camping. That's right, Vanfrick. Okay, I knew that. I forgot that. Yes. Not. Oh, geez. 8 seconds to. Oh, does that? The timer's already up, right? So, Dale. You're all talking, no Dale. View on YouTube. So the countdown just went to 0 and didn't make a noise. There was no Dale. So in that case, I'll get Dale from the mountains and he'll call in. In that case, I will just go over here. Let me just get this done. Get rid of Firefox. Dale from the mountains. We're going to have a little chat. I've got a link. I've got to go to. I'm going to get rid of that countdown. Don't need that anymore. I'm going to go over to Twitch and I'm going to send you a link in the Twitch chat. Give me a second. Just opening up the Twitch. I haven't logged into Twitch. Oh, no, I'll be logged in. I'm not logged in. How can I be streaming on Twitch and not be logged in there? Can I send a message without being logged in? I guess I can. No, it's going to ask me to log in. Okay, in that case, I'll do it here. I should be logged into Twitch on my Brave browser. Twitch. Twitch. I'm just going to send you the link in the Twitch chat, but I'm not logged in on my iPad, even though I'm streaming through Restream there. That's a bit weird. That's going to be weird. I'm not logged in here either. Shit. But it's going to remember me anyway. Okay, here we go. I'm logging in. I'm logging into Twitch. I'm logged in. I'm going to go to my channel. And I see... There we are. Okay, so that's the link you need. That's the link you need. Just click that link. That's what you need. I'll give you what you need. I'll give you what you need. I gave you what you need. Saber, how many followers? I got 67 followers on Twitch and I've never even looked into that. Twitch, you know, had its day, didn't it? It had its day. Flowski, Restream doesn't require logging in on platforms, just connected into their system via whatever. Yeah, true. Here we go. I see you there. Dale from the mountains. Let me just go over here and bring everybody in. And let me put us like this. How you doing, man?
Howdy.
Hey, nice to see you, dude.
Well, at least you got one Dale on your stream, at least.
Oh, cheers to that. That's cool. Oh, dude.
Cheers to you, too, but I'm still waiting for my drink to cool down.
You got a warm beverage there, have you?
Apple cider. I haven't had that since I was basically a kid.
Apple cider? Shit. By the way, dude, I got a comment on your headset. Hey, like lights in the side there. That's cool.
The Miles is the same way.
Damn, dude. What's that brand?
Walmart. Cheapo. I don't know.
Okay.
Works at least.
So tell me about Twitch. You watch on Twitch? You enjoy Twitch?
Yeah. Twitch is all right. They do have some stuff you can't say. Gotta watch out there. YouTube's a little bit more easier with on some areas of it.
Yeah.
As for like streaming with having people talking, I mean, seems like Kick is what you were calling it.
Kick.com. Yep.
Yeah, Kick. Seems like I have no idea what Kick is, but for how you're able to interact with the chat and stuff, it's almost about similar, I'd say there.
Yeah. They're both kind of modeled off the same kind of thing. Just gonna put my air conditioning on. It's getting a bit hot here.
Yeah, so at least Melbourne and Flowmix are both happy to at least get a Dale of some sort.
Yeah. By the way,
that Dale, I'm assuming was Floridian. I'm assuming.
Yeah, Floridian, and he doesn't show his face. So the fact that you're a Dale and you are on camera, there's comments already. You know, Dale, and he's a face reveal finally on Dale. Classic.
If my son was actually here, he's over with my mother spending time with Grammy. If my son was here, technically I'm Dale Senior. So
Dale Junior as well.
My son would be happy to see you on the camera too. He would talk randomly about his favorite stuff he likes to watch, stuff like that. He's only 4, so.
Okay. So you mentioned surfing. You said you did a little surfing lesson once for half an hour.
Yeah, my brother and I, we were going. We got a little trip back when I was beginning high school, to take a trip to California to do basically see the ocean as a first time seeing it, and to go to Disneyland.
Right.
We went there. We didn't know what to expect. It was in December. It was for like December break or Christmas break, what they call it. And the ocean, we assumed it was going to be warm because again, it's like California's warm, so it should be warm in the ocean. We didn't wear any types of wetsuits at all to try and keep the body warmer.
No.
We just wore swim trunks, and we found that when we jumped straight into water, it's almost like swimming in the river out here in the wintertime.
That cold, hey? Real cold.
It was pretty cool though, because the thoughts of sharks actually never crossed our mind, being the ocean. There were dolphins jumping off in the distance too, so we figured, okay, dolphins are in the area. We know that dolphins and sharks don't get along, so if dolphins are nearby, we're probably safe.
I'll dispel that myth. I've seen plenty of drone footage of dolphins and sharks swimming along pretty happy together. So
as a 15-year-old, I mean, we were thinking that's what it was. I mean, we didn't know better.
The Californian coast it's very similar to Australia in the sense that the great white sharks, they're quite prevalent in that area, like hunting seals and whatnot. We get the same shit here in our waters. It's frightening, man.
Yeah, next thing, there was this one guy that was just out there surfing. We were watching him. Now, the waves out there weren't like big at all. I mean, at most, you're probably looking at maybe only 6 foot tall waves, if that. So that's nothing.
That's big enough.
big enough to at least get momentum.
Yeah, fully.
And he asked us where we're from and everything. That way, we found out he's a surfer from Hawaii. I do not remember his name whatsoever.
Okay.
Really nice guy though. But he asked my brother and I, if we surf, we're like, oh no, we're from the mountains. We don't have the ocean near us. We got some big lakes, but that's about all we got. And that's my brother. He's a snowboarder and skateboarder, so they, similar to surfing, of course.
Definitely. Yeah.
I don't do those. So the fact I managed to pick up surfing a little bit was just a little odd there.
Yep.
The way that incident happened was I didn't ask him to take me out there on the surfboard to learn or anything. He asked me if I'm able to, and I was like, "Oh no, I can't. I don't have great balance at all.
Okay.
I can't do it." The words he hates to hear is "I can't." He's a guy that lives on positivity. Does not like the words "I can't." If he, says, "Get that out of your mind."
Yeah. Nice way to be.
So he took his board, strapped it to me around my ankle, took me out into the ocean, and this is all happening at night, by the way. There was no daylight.
Nighttime.
This was all at night.
Fuck. That's
So the
frightening.
waters were even colder. Again, I was only in my swim trunks.
What about visibility? Like, was there moonlight or?
There was about, I think it was a half moon, is what it was.
But you
there
could
was
see, you could
sunlight.
see around you, right? Like you weren't. It
I
wasn't.
see a little bit, not greatly, but I could at least see a little bit.
What were you
Like
doing
you
what were you doing in the water at night, dude? That's the shark times.
It was just my brother and I first time seeing the ocean, so we decided to stop down there to go see it.
You're psyched.
And decided to just go jump in the water.
Yep. Fair enough.
I mean, you live in the mountains your whole life, seeing the ocean, something brand new. It's magical, basically.
Yeah. No, I get you.
It's as if for those that haven't seen snow, go out to an area to see snow, like magical wonderland right there.
Yeah.
Well, he took us out into the ocean. Took me, not my brother, but he took me at least out to the ocean. I'd say he took me out a good 40 yards, I'd say.
Okay. Hey Siri, what's 40 yards in meters?
40 yards is 36.58 meters.
Okay, I feel you. Yeah, I feel you. Pretty far.
And then before even having me trying to teach me how to surf and everything, he then yelled back to my mother, "Hey, is this okay if I take him out here like this?"
Can he swim?
And she said, "Yeah, go ahead. He'll be fine."
He's already out there now, so just
I was already
hang
out
on.
there, so there was no stopping it at all. I mean, her chance to stop him, it was basically when he was attaching the board to me. Instead, she was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a great experience."
You're in. You the first time you've ever seen the ocean and you're going surfing, like that's
First time I see the ocean, I get to go surfing.
That's cool.
And my experience from it, I mean, he was a great teacher. He told me how to hold paddling and how to stand up. Don't get onto your knees first, and then try and stand up because
do it in one motion.
Balance.
Yeah,
it's all in one motion.
Yeah.
And my motivation of learning that was it was cold.
To keep moving and keep warm.
Basically, it was to just keep. I mean, a wetsuit. I found out later on while we were out there because I actually got to do it again. Body surfing.
Oh yeah.
I had a wetsuit later on for that. I found that it was a night and day difference, basically, with a wetsuit and everything that way.
Totally. Yeah.
Versus basically shorts.
It's funny, man. Like right now, our ocean temperature is pleasant. And it ranges, it fluctuates. I don't know, like if we get like, our cold weather comes from the south because we're on the other side of the equator. So when we get like particular wind or particular swell coming from the south, the temperature of the water changes pretty quickly. For instance, I went out today and it was cold. Like, and we're coming into our summer. So, or not quite summer yet, but we're in the warmer months, right? You guys are heading into the cooler months. And your winter, we're doing the opposite because it's the other way around. And so it should be getting warmer every day, or you should, like, I'm in a wetsuit, a 4-3, which is quite a thick one, but I should be dropping out of that pretty soon into a spring suit, short arms and short legs. But man, today I was like, fucking what happened? It just snapped cold again. And I had numb feet by the end of my surf today. Yeah.
The whole process took about, maybe at max, about 45 minutes is all.
Right. Did you get up on a wave then? Did you get up in the white water?
I got on a wave a little bit, and
Sick.
I didn't learn how to turn.
No.
I always learned how to go straight.
Yeah. Right.
And with it being dark though, I couldn't judge how close I was to the shore.
Yes.
everything. I was at that age, I also wasn't great at opening my eyes underwater, but whether it be in a lake or in the ocean, just water my eyes was difficult.
Yeah.
So
fair
I
enough.
was also doing this with my eyes shut completely. So I was just surfing blind.
Well,
And,
yeah. Okay. Well, you probably have your eyes open when you're up, but when you're in the water, eyes closed.
Well, with laying down and stuff, I had my head close enough to the board. It would splash up in my face, so I just shut my eyes and do it all.
I see. Yeah. Fair enough.
enough.
Now, which chat are you looking at? You were the only one in the Twitch chat, so you can.
I was the only one there, so I'm looking at all the people, Flowmix and Melbourne and Perdbeer.
Podsky, yeah.
Yeah, I loved their chat, which I was looking at. Daleski has been replaced.
Dale's replaced. Hey, let me ask you this: why? And I'm not asking you with any malice at all, but
Yeah.
what were you? I don't talk about Twitch. I don't promote Twitch, but yet you were over there watching on Twitch. How did that come about?
Honestly, I was already on the YouTube one. I actually commented on your YouTube.
Oh, did you? Oh, cool.
And then I saw that there was the green K there.
Yep.
And I was like, well, I don't know of that one, but I have Twitch. I wonder if he's on Twitch. So I went there, and that's how I found it there.
Oh,
You were
dude.
live there.
So do you follow my
actually-
YouTube channel, do you?
I follow your YouTube. I actually only started following you about 5 months ago.
Okay.
And I've been watching off and on. I'm not the most active one on there.
Appreciate it anyway. That's cool.
But
Cheers.
I do at least enjoy watching learn a bit more of the ocean and the surfing side of it.
Yeah, cool.
Because even though my brother's able to snowboard and skateboard, he doesn't know how to surf. So that's
Yeah.
something I get to hold over his head. Is I got to surf. I mean, be it that it wasn't long, I still know how to do it.
But wasn't he there with you that time when?
He was there, but I was about 15 years old. He's 3 years younger, so he was about 12. He couldn't really care
Fucking
all
love
that
you,
much.
bitch.
Thanks, Pertsky. I fucking love you too. You heard that, right? That came through your.
Oh, yes, I heard that.
Yeah, cool. So surfing and snowboarding and skateboarding. I'm a skateboarder from way back. That was my childhood from 11, pretty much until not that long ago. 5 or 6 years ago, I could have sort of had to stop it. But skateboarding, I found skateboarding and snowboarding to be quite similar, but I found surfing to be the more difficult of all three. Mainly because the thing that you ride, like the wave, is constantly changing. Whereas on a skateboard, and I skateboarded ramp, not even bowl, like ramp, like a straight up and down half pipe, vertical skateboarding. That's always the same, right? Every transition's and a good vert ramp, it's perfectly the same the whole way through. So you always know where to pump, how to pump, when to pump. It's always the same.
Yeah.
But surfing, I found that once you get up on a wave, it changes as you're moving. The wave changes, and suddenly you could be on like a 3-foot transition then you're on a 10-foot transition. Suddenly it's sucking up, and the sand's right there, and it's peeling over you, and it all happens super, super fast. So I found that difficult. I'm still learning it, like big time.
Well, the other thing is that with snowboarding and with skateboarding, you were already on your feet. You're not having to start from your stomach to go onto your feet.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay. Once, but as your guy who taught you correctly told you, don't dilly dally, don't do 2 steps, just get up in one go. Once you've mastered that, the pop up, it becomes almost second nature that you just do it without even thinking, and then you're up and riding. But yeah, for me, it's the constant changing of the transition that sort of messes my head up.
Yeah, we don't really have waves out here that could be used for surfing. I mean, there are some lakes I have been on that had swells that could be big enough for them.
Yeah.
But those are also during heavy thunderstorms.
Yeah.
So the fact that you'd have to use them using with lightning striking overhead to try and learn how to surf on that just seems a bit risky.
Do you know what else happens too there on those lakes? I don't know which lakes you refer to, but I've watched a couple of Lake Michigan surfers and whatnot. It's fresh water, and so therefore there's less buoyancy, because saltwater you've got a hell of a lot more buoyancy. So in freshwater you sink deeper into the water, so therefore you've got to paddle harder to get the wave, and you've got to maintain that buoyancy somehow by different methods, pumping, tic-tacking, whatnot.
The thing I get to mainly, like a similar almost feeling to it is I actually kayak as well, so I can actually take the kayak out onto those waves.
Yeah,
Again,
cool.
It's still sketchy with the lightning storms, but it's a lot more fun that way too.
Yeah, they always say don't be in the water when there's a electrical storm, but I don't know. Like, have you ever known anybody to get zapped by a lightning strike in a storm?
I have not. I've been almost hit by lightning several times.
Several times. Jeez.
Yeah, I used to do work around power lines, so I got
Okay.
to be around electricity a lot. I've actually been shocked multiple times from the power lines.
Oh shit! But that's user error, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I was a tree trimmer and stuff, so I mean, the company I used to work for, I know also works out there in Australia too.
Oh, cool.
Driving big orange trucks and stuff.
Okay.
But
what's the name?
Asplin.
Asplin. Okay, I haven't heard of them.
Yeah.
Is that like arborist? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, arborist work.
Yeah,
arborist work around the live lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I've been shocked multiple times. That helps that lightning strike the lines where I've been working at.
Damn. Whoa.
Closest lightning strike to me was about, I'd say 25 yards. It hit the line though. It's actually pretty cool because it hit the line, not us. Thank goodness for that. But it bright flash, a loud boom, and then you just hear on the lines zzz, as it just travels down the lines.
Wow. So at that point, you weren't Earth though. You weren't touching the ground, right?
No, I was on the ground. We were hiking, trying to race we were racing the rain, trying to get back to our work trucks. Which, if we got them stuck in the soft ground there, it would have been about a 14-mile hike back to town.
Right. So correct me with what's his name, Benjamin Franklin, right? With the kite in the rain and you've got the key. Yeah. You've got to be on the ground for the lightning to. You're the conduit between the lightning and the ground.
Yeah, well, with the power lines, the safest spot to be is in the middle of the power lines because the lightning will go to the electrical lines before it'll ever hit you. It'll be loud. You might feel the electricity around you, but you will not be hit.
Right.
It's a lot safer area to be at, especially working around transmission lines.
Is that because the power line's higher than you, or is it because it's attracted to the metal or whatever it is?
It has multiple ways around it. Yeah, it being taller. I mean, we're in an area where we were kind of even with the lines, so it was lines and us. It was almost even. But having the current run there, electrical will take the easiest path to.
Yeah, I've heard that.
To the surface.
Yeah.
And with it having the lines already energized, it just. Electricity doesn't stay on the line; it actually rotates around the lines.
Oh wow!
So the electricity coming down would have hit the lines the electricity that was going around the line, which would have pulled it straight to the actual tower itself.
So, what did you feel when that happened? What was your sensation?
A bright light, and then struggle for my phone to try and get a recording of it.
That's what I would have done too.
Guys of the crew we were on dropped down to the ground. Others of us were trying to actually grab our phones to get a recording of it.
It's over so quickly though, right? Like. Oh
yes, absolutely. It happens so fast. It's you see the flash of white light, and then a few seconds later is when you have that boom.
Yeah.
So fast.
Now,
as for the electrical things around like water areas, I'm not too sure on all that. I have been on the evening news in my town once back in high school for doing something stupid, I would say, around a storm like that.
All right.
There was a lake out near our house that it was filling up because with water. And lightning storm was overhead, and I decided to go out into the lake because no one else was out there and go swimming.
It's not. It's not that stupid. That's not that stupid.
It's kind of stupid because people are saying, what happens if the lightning hits the water? I'm like, well, it won't be my problem if it hits it.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. Like, is that really like? So if electricity travels through water, then how come we're not all getting zapped all the time? Because lightning will be striking the ocean somewhere right now. It might not be anywhere near me, but if the lightning travels through the water, or electricity travels through water,
It takes the easiest path. So if it has an easier path to go to, say a tree or a structure, it'll
yeah.
do that before it hits the water.
So what happens when lightning strikes the ocean? How far does it travel from the point of impact, like in a radius?
Point
let's
of
say?
impact, I don't think it would be going down too far. It will heat up the water in that little area.
Yeah.
And you couldn't even get like a bit of an explosion of sorts from the just force of it. There are some videos I have seen on YouTube that have those situations.
Yeah. But if you were like, say if you were 40 yards away and lightning struck at the water, would you get zapped?
It depending on how close you are to the water, because it could.
No. If you were in the water, if you were swimming in the
If you're
water,
in the water, and you say 40 yards, you might feel a little bit of it.
Right.
For how much, it's really hard to say.
So it doesn't permeate all the way through.
As far as I know of, water does actually adds a little bit of resistance for it.
Okay.
As for the type, I mean, it all depends also on like the color variation of the lightning. Certain colors also produce a hotter type of lightning.
Okay.
And
didn't even know that. So there's different strengths and quality of lightning.
There's different strengths, different color variations of them to
Wow.
as of heat and stuff. So there's a whole lot more to the play of it.
And is it safe to say that your story that got you on your local news report was that you went swimming in the lightning storm and something happened, or was it?
Oh no, just I was out there with pool floaties and stuff, and just hanging out on the lake with a lightning storm overhead. People were all freaking out. To me, I could be as comfortable as can be in the middle of a field in a steel chair, looking up at a storm and eating food. That's fine by me. But if I'm holding an umbrella in a thunderstorm, I am scared because for some reason holding an umbrella feels like I'm just a walking around lightning magnet. Even though I've never been struck, I feel more comfortable without the umbrella.
Yeah, that's like the rod that it's going to strike and go through that to you.
And yeah, so it's I mean, childhood cartoons, seeing the guy get struck by lightning while holding an umbrella might have done some with it, but
yeah.
Honestly, it just feels like, why am I holding a lightning rod in my hand when I'm walking around? I'm like, it's rain. It's not going to be terrible if I get wet with that.
By the way, I just realized we don't have our names up on screen here. I gotta give you the props.
I made sure to put my name instead of being Saber and stuff. I have to put the Mountaindale.
Mountaindale, there it is. That's my bad. I should have done that ages ago. I was too busy chatting with you to realize we didn't have him on screen. That's like, I mean, okay, so when I began this stream, I was doing it as a joke because the other Dale was like, yeah, I'll call in. And I was like, okay, I wonder what's on his mind. Like, what does he want to talk about? But I'm cool for a call in. And so when you came up on Twitch and you said, well, my name's Dale, I'm a Dale, I'll call in. No idea that we'd be talking about, lightning striking the water and surfing and cool. This is what's good about live streaming, right? Like, yeah. And you seem like a nice guy. Like there's I'll be honest, there's an element of me that was a bit cautious because I've been trolled in the past, and you want to be mindful. And
I do play with other people that do stream on Twitch and stuff, so I am comfortable with showing myself on
you seem like you know the drill.
I've been doing. I don't stream myself, just don't have the time for it.
Fair enough.
But when I'm playing with other people that are streaming, I can put a joke here or there and be respectful that way, and just basically interact with the community. I mean, I'm still constantly reading, looking at the chat and stuff to see if anyone's commenting. And
there's nice,
I pay attention to you. I check myself from time to time, make sure I am looking fabulous.
You're looking dope, dude.
And,
So there's comments here saying, Doug says, Mountain Dale, what a great insight, and Pertsky, you got to get him over to the Kick community. I mean, what I'm going for here is you're welcome anytime to hang out on the stream. If you choose Twitch, that's up to you. I restream everywhere, so whatever's best for you. But yeah, come on over to Kick at some point. You might want to check it out. You might see some stuff that you like over there, not just me or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to definitely check it out. If I'm on Discord, I do have a Discord. I do check it actually regularly.
Yep.
Got my phone there, so I can always check it stuff that way.
Gotcha. I've got one for Gives a Minute, but I mean I use it, and the community uses it, but it's not like it's popping off every day. It's just every now and then, whatever pops up, or whatever needs to be said.
When I'm using, also I messed up on your little chat here. I was scrolling down on it, thinking that it was gonna scroll from bottom up, not down. So
is that on the Restream chat or the?
It's on this. The Restream
the
chat.
link
I actually was reading it backwards.
Easy mistake to make.
Yeah, it's a little different. So now I can actually catch up to everyone's comments and stuff.
Pertsky says this guy seems like a good cunt, and he spelled cunt as in the. In Australia, by the way, we use that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
My aunt, my cousin, and my aunt's wife, they're all from. Well, my aunt's originally from out here where I live, but she moved to Australia a couple years back.
You said Perth, yeah, Western Australia.
Yeah. They had a daughter out there in Perth. She's technically my aunt is actually my third cousin. I've always grown up knowing her as my aunt.
Okay.
So
I'm lost already.
And so her daughter, even though I call her my cousin, is technically my fourth cousin, which is basically no relation whatsoever. But
okay. Now, was she born out here in Australia, or was she born and then they?
The one, my cousin, fourth cousin.
Yep.
My cousin, she was actually born in Perth.
Okay, so she's an Aussie, right?
Yeah, she's an Aussie.
So what do you hear about Australia? Like when you, like, what's your general perception of this country, if any at all?
Surfers, everything can kill you, and then not a big fan of guns.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. We don't even have guns. In fact, this came up with me recently. I'm about to do a pretty big mission in my vehicle. I don't know if you've seen or if you heard we talk about it, but we're going to do this live stream. It's going to take 8 weeks. We're going to do a drive. Me and my friend Marty, we're going to drive from Sydney Harbour to Uluru, which is used to be called Ayers Rock. It's the centre of Australia, this big red rock. We're going to be catching up with an old friend of mine who's pretty wild. He's an Aboriginal or part Aboriginal, and he lives out in the centre of the country. He wrangles camels, and he's completely wild, an Aussie outback kind of experience. We're going to live stream this.
He's the Australian cowboy.
Basically, yeah, the classic Australian bushman. So we're going to catch up with him. And this conversation came up with somebody that I was talking about. And I said, man, should I look to buy a weapon for protection of some sorts? I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen the film Wolf Creek. I don't know if you've seen that.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Let me just tell you, it's a frightening fucking story based upon real events. Terrifying Australian psychopath killer. Yeah.
The one I would like Australian based movies, I think would be like Quigley Down Unders.
Quigley Down Unders. That's not. I've not heard of that. I've not heard of that. What? I'm an Aussie too. I should know. I should know my own culture.
Quigley Down Under. It's a 1990 film.
Okay.
It's a kind of Western thing. American guy goes out to Australia.
And shit goes down.
Well, he's a. It's kind of like a whole Western thing. A guy gets hired on to help a farm ranch defend his territory. But he experiences the life out there and changes how he sees stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
He's also a sharpshooter, so it's big old.
Okay.
Yeah, Tom Selleck, Melbourne.
Okay, Melbourne Doug's got it. Yeah. And Pertsky said in the chat, you're not allowed a weapon for protection, but if you tell them that, they'll refuse you instantly. So what I was
Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee, yeah. That's I mean, they're pretty famous, and that's a good film. Like it's a bit of a stretch. Like it's using. It's like what like they do the classic Hollywood flicks that Americans are like, yeah, that's just Hollywood. That's the same kind of equivalent, Australian Hollywood. But Wolf Creek is not like that. Wolf Creek is a terrifying artist rendition, if you like, of a story that is real, but they piece together bits and pieces of it. David Lightfoot's the director. I did a bit of work with him back in the day with some photography work, and
2005 film, right?
Yeah, 2005. It's they made a couple.
The second one, 2013.
They made a couple, but the original one, the first one, is. I'll tell you this, man. If you haven't seen it, it's fucking terrifying. But that shit happens somewhat sporadically in this country. Backpackers often. It's kind of like what's Jeffrey Dahmer kind of thing. Like there's always some nutcase that's going to ruin everything for everybody, and he preys on particular people. Blah blah blah. But it came up in my head that maybe I need to have some kind of weapon to protect myself. In a previous van, I did have a knife, quite a large butcher's knife that I had hidden in my other van. I had these pretty cool sunlight sky roof. Press a button and this thing, it retracts, and then you've got this opening to the. And I had a knife up there. And I thought maybe I need to do something similar, but get a gun. But Perdsky's kind of confirmed that it's not allowed.
I mean, for me, just right here to my right here, right next to me where my drink is, I've got 3 pocket knives there.
Isn't that your left?
This is my left hand.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so you're flipped. Okay,
might be reversed, yeah. But
it's all good. Yeah.
Down here to my right here, I've got 3 pocket knives right down there. Straight at the end of my bed here, I've actually got my guns, which are all loaded,
right,
and my knives as well as machetes and swords.
Are you in? Is it wartime? Like what? Who's coming? Is that excess or is?
I'm just the typical American that y'all hear about. Oh man, they all love them guns and stuff. That's pretty much just me. I'm just a guy that collector of stuff.
Is it appropriate to say yeehaw right now?
I mean, I ain't Texan at all, but you're welcome to do it.
I'm drinking Texas vodka, so.
I mean, but if I want a drink, I got some homemade wine down below that my uncle makes. Okay.
Are you willing and ready to shoot one of those guns? Like, are you ready to fire it? Like, is it something that you're comfortable doing? No. By the way, be clear. I'm not asking you to shoot a weapon. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I know.
If it happened, like if somebody came to you now, are you good to shoot a weapon? Like,
if anything, my neighbors right next to me, behind me, and the one ahead of me, both are also fully armed and would probably have my back most 9 times, probably 10 times out of 10.
Yep. Fuck. That's gnarly, man.
I mean, hell, my handgun just to my left over here.
Yeah.
My handgun's actually loaded right now as well. It's a 45 1911 pistol.
That I don't know what that means, but I know it's a weapon. But
it's just a reliable pistol. Though people make fun of it for the fact that you can only hold 8 rounds. It's people say, oh well, if you run out of ammo, you can just use it as a club.
Is 8 rounds 8 shots, or is there more?
8 rounds, 8 shots.
8 shots.
I mean, the typical one is usually 7, but I have an extendo mag, which is 8 basically. It only gives 1 more bullet.
Have you had to fire it in the past? Have you ever had to fire it?
I mean, I've done like target practice, but if you're actually asking like if I actually had to use it, there's only been 2 incidents where I've come close without having to actually fully use it.
Right there in your property or somewhere else?
No, it'd be out in public and stuff. There was actually one, I'd say, on my property.
Yeah.
Which the person that I would have been pulling it out on would have been my stepbrother.
Oh shit. What he is out of line?
No, he just brought friends over. They were at night. My vehicle was robbed the day before, and so I stayed up all night waiting to see if anyone was gonna come over to try and rob it again.
Oh, okay.
And it's a collector's vehicle, so it doesn't actually lock at all. The doors don't latch.
It's old school.
It's an old school one
Yeah.
from 1969.
Okay.
And he was coming over to check out he brought his friends over, and they wanted to look at the vehicle, but they all had their hoods up and stuff in their hoodies at night.
Okay.
And
Was it cold?
They didn't tell me, and so I went out with my gun just to. I didn't shoot at them, but I at least made my presence known.
Hoodie up doesn't necessarily mean bad person. It could just be cold.
Yeah,
but
hoodie up doesn't mean bad person. It just means sketchy. Usually in the neighborhoods out here, most people walk around hoodies down unless it's like really cold.
yeah.
Otherwise,
Was it cold that night, or was it not cold?
No, not really. It's fall a little bit, but it wasn't
Right.
like freezing temperatures. I'd say the temperature for that night was probably in the 60s.
Okay.
So
Hey
not
Siri,
too
what's
cold.
60 Fahrenheit in Celsius? Sorry, man.
60 degrees Fahrenheit is 15.6
Oh, okay.
degrees Celsius.
15. That's cold enough to. Yeah, that's cold enough to have a hoodie and maybe put it up if you need it. Yeah,
Maybe,
yeah.
yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And so yeah, it was just a little warning there. The other time when I actually had it mostly drawn was a guy that was just trying to hit me with his car.
Oh shit.
And
Wow.
he angled his car at me, and behind me was my son sleeping in his car seat in the vehicle. So had the guy actually hit the gas, I would have had to draw on him.
Yeah. Okay.
But and he was basically just a man that needed help. He was depression, trying to die, basically, sort of thing.
Oh
He saw
wow.
a guy with a gun, figured, trying to do that, but
Oh wow. Shit.
something about it, because I refused to shoot him, he, left. He buggered off.
You know the sayings. that's an Aussie expression, right? He buggered off.
Yeah. He buggered off.
So you have weapons. You're comfortable.
I have a cannon.
You have a cannon?
I have a cannon.
Fucking hell! Next, you're going to tell me you got a ship and a torpedo as well. What are you doing with a cannon? What?
It fires golf balls or golf ball sized objects as well. About 600 yards, which again, I don't know the whole meters thing for that.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's dig into this a little deeper, because it's fascinating from an Australian. Because you did say,
Oh yeah,
Australia.
I've actually I've actually spoke to multiple Australians before, even about my toys I have. As I call them.
Well, we don't have anything like that in this country. Like none of us, aside
I've got
from
a boomerang.
Okay. Okay, but the boomerang, you wouldn't. Well, you might use it to defend yourself, but you'd actually use it more so to capture your food, your dinner.
You can knock it out.
You can use it. Yeah, that's true. You could use it as a club. So the question I was going to ask, or the avenue or the line of thought I was going with is, there's this conversation about your constitutional right to bear arms, right? This is written in your constitution. You have the right to bear arms. Then I've also heard the other argument of against that, and I'm not necessarily asking you to take a side.
I hear it all the time.
Yeah. I don't really want you to take a side of this discussion. I'm just going to point this out, that when that was written, the weapons that you have now weren't even conceived, right? Like the idea of bearing arms back then would have been grab one rifle, shove your gunpowder in with the stick.
Musket,
yeah, the musket, right? And but now it's like, well, the right to bear arms could mean, can you have a nuclear weapon that can obliterate a whole country?
Well,
their arms.
It was mainly just to say that you would have equal footing against a tyrannical government.
So whatever they have, you can have.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Technically, in my state, it's also legal to own a tank. The only reason I don't own one is I don't have the money for it. They're $80,000. I don't have that.
Where do you get a tank from anyway? Who do you hit up to buy a tank?
The Europeans. They have some that they just get rid of.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's mainly just to have as yourself as like an equal footing. Of sorts. Back then, those muskets at that time, they were also military weapons.
Right.
So it was the militia, the local militia. I mean, yes, it was also soldiers as well, but there was also people that just owned farmlands and stuff. As for like the guns, they did have machine guns back then.
Okay.
I mean, be it that they did jam a lot, they did have a lot of problems, and they also had to rotate them, crank them basically. They were a cranking machine gun.
Yep.
They also had pistols that fired. They would have 6+ barrels, so you could actually do one shot to get a whole spread effect of that way.
Yeah, yeah.
The shotguns and stuff also, again, I say shotguns, they're a very loose term there. But it was all technically like a military weapon of that time.
Yeah, yeah.
As technology advanced, so did our weaponry. As for the tyrannical portion, I mean, to put your faith, all your faith into your government, it's a little foolish, as they would say.
Sure.
Politicians, they can say one thing and then,
Oh,
backstab you later on about
They
it.
just want to get the vote, of course.
Yeah, the whole
Same
thing that,
here.
That people say that there is a saying that there's out in America, there's a gun behind every blade of grass. That's why the land of the United States is so hard to actually do, because even if you do, let's say you do somehow defeat the United States military, just hypothetical there, you would still have a hard time taking out the actual United States land itself because of all the different terrain there too. You have landlocked on top and bottom, so you only have the oceans on either side.
Right.
You have a closer section over on towards like Florida's area of land versus taking it on the opposite side, which is a longer trip. You then also have all the mountains and stuff out here. So like where I live, where I go hunting at, the elevation I go hunting at is about 12,000 feet.
Okay.
Which I'm not sure if
that I know how high that is. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's heavy breathing, lack
Yeah,
of
yeah.
oxygen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I hike that for hunting and stuff. But you have areas that are just vast deserts. You have jungle and swamp areas. I mean, the terrain out here all varies. It's not all one consistent thing.
So are you saying if someone was to attack and try to claim that territory,
was to actually get into American soil, they would be highly disadvantaged with everything there. Especially because, again, gun owners as well. Now, I do know that not everyone likes guns. I've spoken to people that are in my state here that they do carry guns, but as they mainly have them just to shoot for fun. When it comes to the conversations we've had of like home defense, say someone breaks in your house, well, they would say, well, I have a gun, but I don't want to use it on them. I'm like, well, no one wants to use it on them.
That's kind of why I asked you, are you ready to shoot yours? That's why I asked
absolutely.
That. Yeah.
I got drilled into that back when I was younger. My father...
There's no point having a gun if you're not going to shoot it, basically.
Well, we have guns for playing around with. For a little bit. My brother and I, we had BB gun wars. You take your BB guns and you shoot at each other.
Oh, sure.
You could shoot your eye out if you ain't careful. I mean, we had taking knives and pulling BBs out of our skin and stuff that way.
Yeah. Okay. Harmless childhood fun times.
Harmless childhood.
Until somebody loses an eye.
There is those that like to do long distance shooting as well. We do have competitions out here that there are people that do 2,000+ yard shots for just long distance target practice.
Yeah.
But going back to that, she liked her guns just for target practice, just shooting stuff.
Right.
That was it. As for if an intruder broke into her house, she would let them have whatever they wanted, and she would not shoot them. To her, taking the life of someone is difficult, which I fully understand there.
Yeah.
The whole thing, though, is if people say, "Well, why don't you just shoot them but don't kill them?"
I was going to ask that. Shoot to
the
shoot
problem
to this.
With that is the intruder that broke into your house. If you shoot them but you do not kill them, they can turn around and sue you. They can sue you,
right?
And there have been cases where people have actually. People that were intruding into other people's places that have been shot and lived turned around and sue and won.
Interesting.
Because so if basically
That's a bit fucked up, isn't it?
Yes.
You're defending
out
yourself.
Here we have a little bit of saying is they can't sue you if they're dead.
True.
It's
That's one story. It's no two story. Yeah.
How my father basically drilled it into my brother and I is think of it as a wild animal.
Yep.
It's going to hurt you. It's going to kill you. If it's going to do that, are you going to take its life, or are you going to let it take yours?
The problem I have with that is that you're all wild animals then, because you've all got guns.
Yeah. Well, if everyone has guns, you're almost on even footing there. But if you have a gun and someone has a knife, I mean, you're above there.
Mm.
If you have if you're trying to protect your family, I mean, I have 2 kids and my wife. I've taught her the basics of how to use a firearm, basically how to load it and how to shoot it. But I'll be honest, she scares the crap out of me.
You can swear here.
Yeah, she scares me a bit, and which is great, because if she scares me, then that means that
wait. She scares you because she's good with it? She's
no.
She's not good with it.
She gets the basic general of where to aim and how to pull the trigger. As for hitting targets and stuff, I mean, the shotgun's probably her best bet for just getting the spread out.
Okay.
I mean,
well, like
I said, our neighbors are both gun guys as well, so if they ever hear our gun go off, they'll be running over to help us immediately.
Yeah. It's like at that point when I said that you're all animals because you've all got the guns. It then comes down to who's more skilled with the weapon, right?
Yeah.
Who can draw fastest, who can aim best, who's comfortable to pull the trigger and then have the what's it called, recoil or whatever.
Yeah, the recoil.
Yeah, and then load it again and get ready to shoot a second if you need to.
That's why a lot of us out here, we actually do go to the shooting ranges and stuff and
practice
our shots there. My handgun I have that is iron sights and stuff. There's no scope on it basically.
Okay.
So when you're doing iron sights, it's basically everything you can see by your eye.
Okay. So it's
most shots that are going to happen within those ranges with a pistol, you're only looking at maybe 10 yards.
Right.
So it's going to be real close. That pistol I've worked on and shot so many times that I'm comfortable getting a grouping of about this much at 100 yards.
Okay, that's pretty accurate. Well, let me ask you this then. Have you ever fired a weapon on someone? Have you ever had to actually disarm someone with a weapon?
No. Haven't had to, fortunately.
Yeah, fortunately. So it's not something you're looking forward to, or you're not
it's
something...
something I will do if I have to, but it's not something I would want to do.
Okay. I mean, everything you've said here makes sense to me. Like you're defending your property, you're defending your life, your family's life. It all makes sense.
If I could just interrupt for just a second.
Jump in.
Have a great night there, Melbourne.
He's got a split. No worries. Thanks, Doug. Yeah, cheers, man. Yeah. Been great hearing Mountain Dale's story. Yeah, this is cool, man. Appreciate that, Doug. Thanks, man. See you soon.
Anyways, as you were saying.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, it's... So, okay, so I was gonna lead into school shootings, which I think needs to be discussed. But before...
Well, as Small and Juices was saying, is this a debate? Not really a debate. It's more just a conversation.
Conversation.
From two aspects of it. A person with experience with rifles and stuff, and someone that just experiences without it. It's just two.
As Flo says, just sharing perspectives and stories. Yeah. So the things I'm hearing from you, all of it lines up to a genuine reason for having a weapon, which makes sense. We don't have that in this country. We're not allowed to. So I said this earlier, I've talked about this trip that we're doing, and I thought about, do I need to have some form of weapon to protect myself? So that's... a knife. Yeah, okay, so we can have a knife, but we can't have a gun. So you guys are allowed to have guns. So then, and I asked you, and you answered pretty clearly, like, are you confident enough to shoot the gun to kill somebody if you need to? And you said, yes, everything's fine. So then the next step of this discussion goes towards, how come so many kids are getting guns and shooting the shit out of schools? Like, what's wrong there? I think we can
there
both
is-
agree there's something wrong there, right? Like,
Yes, the main things I would put it would be is a lot of these are happening in troubled areas. Broken
Okay.
families is one thing that kind of puts it into perspective for these kids that go in to do these. The other ones would be like a lot of these locations that happen to have shootings. Not all of them, but I'd say about 90% of these locations are gun-free areas. So you're not even supposed to have a gun there, anyways.
oh, wow. Okay.
So if places that
I didn't know
actually have
that.
guns, yeah, places that actually have guns, there's not going to be much shooting for because, people are armed. If you're shooting at someone, you're going to get shot back. But if you're over at these other areas where it's a gun-free zone.
Wait.
obviously-
Are you saying that there's certain schools that allow guns at the school, and some that
wouldn't
don't?
say schools out here where I live. It's almost like a cowboy area. Everyone knows you have a gun in the car. It's a rule that it's not said out loud. It's like they're armed, but it's out in the vehicle.
Okay, but
Because
what
a lot
about
of those out here?
what about inside schools? You can't have
No,
a gun.
not inside schools. I mean, even knives they're finicky with out here. They have to have a certain length for the blade just to be allowed into the school.
Yeah. Okay.
So it is a little bit finicky with situations like that.
Yeah.
Armed security guards as a solution,
Small and useless. Cool.
I would say that an armed security I would definitely like to see, but I would also like to see teachers as well be armed.
Wait. Are security guards not armed? I thought they already were armed.
Some areas security guards are armed, other ones they're not. It all depends on which type of school it is. I mean, I went to a private school that had no security at all.
Right.
I've gone to public schools that had security officers that didn't carry guns. They carried tasers, but they didn't carry guns. And I've gone to other public schools that had armed security.
In this,
So it all depends.
In this, one of the more recent, and it's hard to sort of pinpoint which one is the more recent because it happens all the time. But that Uvalde school shooting that happened, what are we now? 2023. I guess it was like midway through 2022. When the cops waited for like 40 minutes before going in.
Yeah, I was even pretty pissed with that. There was a lot of parents that were even armed that had guns on them, and they were trying to get into the school just to go rescue their kids.
What happened there? Why did the cops not go in?
Honestly, they kept saying that they were waiting for waiting for the situation or something like that. Honestly, I would put it down to just bad training. I mean, active shooting.
The cops
zones,
had bad training.
I would say a lot of areas, cops don't really have some of the training that they need.
Wow.
I mean, for some locations in the U.S., a police officer probably only gets maybe a couple months before they put out into the field. I mean, if you're not a guy like me that been around guns his whole life,
yeah.
I mean, even then, I'm not military at all, so I don't have the experience of being shot at.
Mm-hmm.
In that terms, I have been shot at, but just not in that term of it.
Okay.
Being again as arbor word stuff, I have had people shoot at me that way, but.
So when you have a kid who's taken a gun to school, and he's shooting up the classrooms, and you got cops that turn up to an active shooting situation.
It's a hairy situation.
How come they don't? Why don't they just go in and shoot the guy, shoot him dead?
One, it's a little hard to do just because I mean it's a kid. They want to try and it's a troubled. They see it as a troubled kid. I mean it's taking the life of someone is already hard for people. But
what if they've already taken many lives?
But even if you're a police officer, yes, a kid's gonna be spent away for a long time, but they're still alive. Versus can you really be a police officer and you just shot a teenager? can you really bring yourself to do that? It's a mindset for
That's a good question. But isn't that part of the job?
That is part of the job. So that's
Yeah.
again brings it back to the whole training situations there. I was reading Perd's comment there. Went from having no security to fat dudes walking around with Glocks.
Right. By the way, just for those that are watching, we're not pretending we have the answers to this at all. We're at this.
Yeah,
This is just a conversation. Yeah.
Just perspectives and opinions.
It's an intriguing conversation to have, though, because.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I feel like there's something that has to change. Like, I'm not too sure what that is, but
honestly, I would definitely be rooted more towards armed staff. Everyone of the staff of the schooling.
So more guns.
More guns.
Wow.
Because again, a school is a gun-free zone.
Right.
Shooting happens in a gun-free zone. Police areas.
But are you saying that a teacher should have a gun?
I'm saying that a teacher should have a gun.
Fuck! What about the training that they go through? Enough training
they would need to have a special training, just how to operate the gun, how to.
Are they paid enough to have that responsibility as well as teaching you how to do the times tables? I don't know about that, man.
I mean, I would put.
My sister's a teacher. I can't imagine her having a gun and being trained to shoot it. Fucking hell, that's weird.
Yeah, it's mainly just as a last resort type of thing, honestly. But
again,
it becomes a little hard though, because like in the lower grades, it makes sense because you just want to protect the youngins there. But you get into the older areas, the kids start to become unruly and stuff. And if they know the teacher has a gun, and say you're in a bad neighborhood that's going to school there, well, you're going to have those kids that want to try and get into that gun to figure it out. And that's where the situation becomes: is it a good idea to have teachers armed versus not in those situations? Because a lot of incidents where school shootings do happen and stuff, this call to police, it could take some time to get police there. The average response of police to get to a location would be probably 10 to 15 minutes. In that time, how many people do you think could be shot?
I guess
having a teacher that has a small, little pistol in their.
Yeah. I see where you're going. And I can gather. So timing is important. So
timing, yeah.
But it's a lot of responsibility put onto a teacher to step up and defuse that situation with a weapon.
Yeah, if teachers already try to protect the kids and stuff in areas. They lock the door, get away from the window, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes the shooter still was able to get into those areas, and then what? It's basically the whole saying of shooting fish in a barrel.
How do the kids get into the school? Like, I mean,
a lot of locations we have don't have metal detecting.
Yeah.
Like that. So kids can literally, they can have put it in their jackets, especially in these colder times. You can easily put a gun in your jacket there.
Right.
You can conceal it that way to walk in. Backpacks these days are also a lot bigger too. But it all really depends on like what type of gun. I mean, if anything, a gun can do a lot of damage, but so can a knife. And a knife is silent, so you won't actually know that there's trouble until either you find a body or you find a lot of blood or something that way.
Right.
In those situations, then you're how can you handle those situations too?
In Australia, I don't know if you.
Good night, Flomix.
Oh, Flo's got a split
as well.
Hey, thanks, Flosky. Cheers, man. Yeah, have a good sleep. Small and juiceless.
Safety, there have been some locations small that have started introducing window areas for classrooms to have. It's almost like the planes, an escape window stuff. So you open this lever and it opens up the whole window so you can get out.
Yeah.
As for the ones that are up like extra areas, I believe they have like roll up ladders so you can at least drop the ladder down and climb down that way. But it's such a
shame. Like this conversation is such a shame because the kids they're going to school to learn to be adults. Like the training of school is to get you to be equipped to live in the world. And yet in school, we're now talking about the potential of being killed just because you're there, right? There's a problem with someone and they're going to shoot you.
Well, mental health is just always a difficult thing. I mean, for people say we need more gun control and stuff like that, which honestly I don't believe that'll help at all. Gun control only affects those that follow the law. These people that are breaking the law obviously aren't going to follow the law anyways, no matter what you put into it. You can add more rules, more laws, more, make it harder to get a gun.
Yeah.
But if you know a guy that has, carries and stuff, has guns, you can break into a car, break into their house. You already get a gun that way. So I mean, if you're gonna break in and do something, you're already breaking the law. That law does not apply to you then.
I see what you're saying. So they're already lawbreakers before they've. I see. I see.
I mean, now as for those troubled areas, those gray zones, basically, like school shooting and stuff. I mean, that's a little more harder to say because I mean, it's a child is one thing, but it's it comes into more of a is it a broken home, or did something happen where like the father has easy guns to get to?
Right. Well,
sorry, I was for PERD. The only reason gun control, it wasn't really a gun control thing. It was more of a mandatory buyback. So it's either you give us your guns or else we make you give us your guns.
Are you talking about the Australian situation? Do you know that? Do you know that story? Like Mountain Dale. Do you know that story that he's referring to?
Not too well. I just know that it a lot of people gave their guns away. I know.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick rundown of what happened. We had the worst mass shooting in Australian history occurred. I think it was 1994, 95. A place called Tasmania. The bottom. Not even part of Australian mainland. It's a little island off the end of Australia. Anyway, a mentally deranged kid got a rifle and went and shot up a cafeteria, like a famous tourist place, and shot. I think he ended up killing about 19 people in total, and that's our biggest mass shooting in history. And what the government did after that happened, once they'd assessed this guy and everything was all taken care of, they said, well, we're going to do an amnesty. So we don't want guns. Guns are bad. Hand them over. And here's your chance to hand them in and have no repercussions. And so everybody did. We don't have a constitution. We don't have this First Amendment to right to bear arms. We don't have any of that. But everybody went, okay, well, we don't want to see innocent dudes die in a cafeteria in Tasmania, so here's our guns, take them. And the country since then, we haven't had any issues. It's like even a lot of our cops don't even have guns. Like
out here, we see guns more as a tool rather than a weapon.
Right.
I mean, you can do a lot of damage with a car. You can hit a group of people that way.
Yeah, true.
A
That's
knife
true.
is quiet. I mean, out here where I live, several months ago, we actually had two murders out here. None of them was with a gun.
Right.
One of them was a stabbing with between two homeless people with a knife, and another one was between two people, homeless people with a sword.
Right. Okay.
No guns involved whatsoever.
Yeah.
Which I was saying, man, this is a trifecta and stuff, man. All I need to do is just go create some havoc and kill someone with a cannon, and we got the whole trifecta of Middle. Bad joke, but
funny joke though. I get it.
Yeah, it was sword. It wasn't a machete. It was an actual sword.
A sword.
Like a replica model or something like that.
Small.
The sword I have is actually authentic from the Civil War.
Wow.
Collector piece.
Do you think that because there is a Second Amendment, could there be a further amendment. You've had more than 2 amendments to the Constitution. Is there?
Yeah, the Constitution has like 40 or so now.
Yeah. Is there the potential for an amendment to be added to like be more specific about what they meant by the right to bear arms?
No, it's just the whole thing is mainly as they worded it, as well as for a well-armed militia, and that the whole thing about the Second Amendment, as well as it shall not be infringed, which means that anything. So technically,
what does a well-armed militia mean? What does that mean?
The well-armed militia would basically be the citizens of America.
So civilians forming a group.
Civilians forming a militia group to fight foreign and domestic situations. So
right, the government against the government. Right,
the government or invaders that, like I said, if they somehow defeat the U.S. military, that they're on our nation and stuff, then we're able to fight back that way. Otherwise, if we were unable to fight back, it kind of leads into the whole almost kind of like situation there, World War II with the Nazis and all the Jews and stuff.
Right.
The Jewish people out there did actually own guns.
Right.
But the Nazi government, the German government, and everything that way, basically said, "Hey, you don't need guns. We are able to protect you." They saw,
look how
that makes sense, and they gave their guns away.
Right.
Resulting in then they later on come in and concentration and everything that way. The American people, though, see it as, we understand you can protect us, but we're also comfortable for protecting ourselves as well.
Protecting yourselves and your land. That's fundamental.
It's protecting yourself, and when we say as protect yourself, we also mean like not just you, but you're surrounding like your family, your friends, that. It's to, as a tyrannical government. I mean, I don't want to really say too much, but I'm pretty sure the government already is kind of leading towards that already.
That opens up. I think we're going to need another stream to go into that avenue, but I feel where you're going.
Oh, hey, Pablo. I'm Dale. I'm just not the Dale that he was waiting for.
Wait, Pablo? Where's Pablo?
He's on
D Live.
Yeah, that's a V. No, that's a W. Yellow W something.
He's on D Live. This is the other Dale. Dale.
I'm a different Dale.
Go, and by the way, Pablo, go back and look at the beginning of this stream. We gave you plenty of time to come on this stream, you fucker. You didn't turn up, so we got a different Dale.
Wait, is this a Dale?
This is if you're talking about Pablo, Pablo Escobar.
Pablo Escanaba.
That's him. He's on D Live. Dale, you had your chance. Daleski. We replaced you.
This is a Floridian Dale.
That's right. That's the guy. Don't come in here at the end here, Dale, and start chatting in my chat. You had your chance.
I'm a different Dale that's decided to step into the area after the 30 minutes.
Small and juiceless.
And we just started talking about literally anything and everything.
Yeah,
we went from surfing to lightning storms to guns and stuff.
I won't touch on small and juiceless comment about Justin's son. I'll talk about that another time. But Mountain Dale, I guess just to sort of like, because I got to wrap this up sort of soon, but just to sort of
absolutely.
Bring this in a circle. So I was kind of trying to I guess I was being a bit stupid, but I was trying to get you to say that you wanted to defend your land, and then if you had said that, I would have said, so what's so good about America? Tell me what is so rad about the United States of America that it's so important to defend it. What's so good about it?
The way I would say that would be is, I mean, it's a little hard nowadays with how everything, you got woke movements and stuff this way and that.
Yeah, fully. That's kind of what I was thinking. Like everything seems so fucked up, but everybody's like USA, but USA.
The way I would put it though is, you can, whether you agree with someone or disagree with someone, you're allowed to say, which just comes into the whole First Amendment there. You have the right to say it, and even if you
not
disagree
anymore.
with how people say, well, it's still there though. But it's a touchy situation these days.
Yeah.
But you're still, even if you agree or disagree, like how we are right now. I mean, even on that, you can still say it with an open thing and still be friends at the end of the day. Out in China, you actually, if you say something that, and in Germany, and I believe even in Canada, if you say something that the government does not like of you saying, you can be thrown in prison for.
Mm.
Out here, you'll probably get a little bit of hate on it of something like that, but at most that's about all you're gonna really get. It's just you can say what's on your mind, and and that's that. I mean, if you don't like it, walk away. If you don't like it, if you agree with them, you continue to have conversations. If you want to have a little debate, you're allowed to have debates. It's an area where you can be yourself without the restrictions. If you want to be a gun nut, then you can be a gun nut. If you want to be a guy that just wants to go live off the land out in the mountains or out in the desert or anything like that, there's nothing stopping you. You can grab a tent, you can go out there, and you can live the life you want to live.
Is USA still number one?
That would have to depend on what it is. If you're saying like for freedom and stuff, I'd say yes.
Okay.
As for military, again, I don't know the military all that much. But I'd say military's up there, though we are getting stretched thin.
Okay.
Yeah, see, as Perd here was saying that lives in Germany and stuff like that, but you can be prosecuted for telling someone to F off. Yeah, out here, I mean, hell, for how my wife and we flip each other off all the time just to say hello.
Yeah. Nice.
I mean, she'll be driving by and I'll be at the gas station. I'll flip her off. She'll flip me off, and people will go, "Oh my gosh!" I'm like, "No, that's just how we say hello."
Yeah.
That's how that's our waving to each other.
That's kind of similar to Australia too. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a out here you can be free for who you want to be. If you want to live in the city or live in the country, you're welcome to do that. If you have a view on something, you can be strong on that.
Yeah.
As long as you're respectful towards someone else, so be it. I mean, yes, you can yell at them, you can curse them, yada that way, but as long as you're not physically threatening them about threatening, "I'm gonna kill you," something like that, or physically hurting them.
Yeah.
If keep to yourself and stuff that way, because how we mainly look at it out here is the First Amendment and the Second Amendment are dead even. There's not one is over the other. They're both there.
Okay.
So they're more or less the yin and yang of it all.
Do you find when you think about other countries aside from the United States of America that don't have a constitution and that don't have these amendments, do you think that so just kind of thinking about it from an Australian perspective, do you look at us and go, "Oh, you guys missing out because you don't have these constitutional rights like we do," or are you like, "Well, this is American history, so we've set this up and it's happy and it's working fine for us, and you guys are okay doing your weird thing"? Like,
I do feel a little bit of pity, I would say.
Okay, great. I didn't really word that as eloquently as I thought about it in my head.
Where you're coming from with it,
yeah.
I do feel a little pity, I guess I'd say.
Yeah, you're content with what you've got, and you like what.
I'm content. I do love bragging about it a little bit, like again for the fact that I own a cannon.
Yeah.
In my state, it's also legal to own a flamethrower.
Okay, but I've never wanted to own a cannon.
If you don't want to own a cannon, that's great. But
or a flamethrower.
But if you want to shoot it, you're always welcome to shoot it.
I've never wanted to shoot a cannon. It's not something that I've ever thought of.
Yeah, it's stuff that's just like that in your mind,
Yeah.
But even then, I mean, I've got small guns, I got big guns, I've got everything. Everything that way. I mean, I'm also a fisherman. I've got I've got 2 ice fishing poles hanging on my wall right over here.
Right.
The smallest pole is literally this big.
Yeah. Okay.
And as a fisherman and stuff, I love fishing as well, but
I see Hendrik in the chat. Hendrik, how you doing,
Yeah.
man? Look, all I was trying to like, I guess my avenue of my angle of thought there was just to sort of wrap up and say you're stoked that you're in America, that you are an American, and there's nowhere else you'd rather be, right?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. I mean, if I wasn't living in my state, I'd move to Alaska, which is still part of the American area.
Right.
But
Alaska's fantastic.
The main reason that I would move there is I do three things that, even though one of the things is kind of a dying age a little bit, I hunt, I fish, and I gold pan.
Okay.
I actually dig for gold and everything that way.
Wow, cool.
I am a literal gold digger.
Nice. Well, maybe you know what? Look, Dale. Can I call you Dale? Oh no, that's going to be confusing. I'm gonna continue to call you Mountain Dale because it's distinguished. Mountain Dale. We got to wrap this up pretty soon, but
Absolutely.
can we do this again?
Conversation again, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I will be out of town for this upcoming week. I've got a workout in a bigger city and stuff, doing my job and stuff. But
okay,
for the weekend, I should be back in town at least.
Look,
like Saturday night, Sunday, something like
anytime that you see me live, I'll obviously be on Restream with Twitch, but I'll be on Kick mainly. But if you see it come up,
absolutely.
Look, anytime you're welcome to call in, and we can just chew the shit.
And I'll definitely look into Kick as well. And if I'm usually every platform I have, I would do my Twitch name or so. My Discord is also Saber. YouTube, I have Saber on there. I mean, I do Saber pretty much everywhere. But on Kick, I might put Mountain Dale just so that way
I reckon you should. You'll always be Mountain Dale to me in my stream, man. I reckon.
And I do appreciate having the conversation with not only this, but just everything else and the chat here as well. And
hell yeah, man,
reading them.
Yeah, this has been cool.
Some of them have gone to sleep and stuff, but
this has been cool. Go ahead.
And as the whole mountain thing and stuff, I mean, I ain't got no teeth, so that's why it's a little hard to understand me and stuff.
Dude, I
ain't got nothing there.
I did not even see that. How long have we been chatting for? An hour? I did not even see that, dude. Wow.
Yeah, so if it sounds like it's a little hard to understand me on some of that stuff, just.
Do you know what, man? That could be a great conversation to have next time. Talk about like healthcare and whatnot in the States, because like we get it free here, and you don't have teeth, so we could talk about that,
But we don't have to wait for it in line and stuff that way. We just walk in. Yes, it costs a lot more, but walk in and get it versus have to wait for it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
yeah,
look,
that's a conversation for another time.
There's plenty of like avenues we can go down, but I love a good conversation. I got to thank you, man.
Are you like a rock hound at all out there in Australia?
What's a rock hound? What's that?
Rock hound, opal, looking for exotic rocks or fossils, anything like that, or you just.
Oh yeah, I'm out there. I'm hunting. No, I was trying to be stupid. No, I don't.
I'm a rock hound as well. I like looking at all the fun rocks. I got opal as well.
Okay, well we can talk about that because out there in South Australia, where we'll be traveling through on this live stream, there is a place called Coober Pedy, which is famous for its opals, and the whole town is underground because it's too hot. They live under the earth. We can talk about that another time. But
Hendrik is saying Coober Pedy.
That's right. I'll snap.
I would
Hendrik.
go out there. I would definitely, as a guy who enjoys looking at rocks and stuff and has his own collection, I would love to go out there to do that. Though,
plenty of.
I got to get my paperwork all in order for passport. I ain't got a passport.
Oh, okay. Do you have? Oh, well, we'll leave that for another time. But so look, I want to just say, Mountain Dale. First, I just want to say thank you for opening yourself up for this because.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like you're a nice guy. You came on. You didn't have to. You knew that we were waiting for a Dale, and you were like, "Well, I'm a Dale. I'll do it." And I was going to stream for 20 minutes until that countdown, and then I was going to end it. And instead, we streamed out here for 2 hours. So I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, and you're always welcome on the Gives a Minute stream, wherever we are, if you want to call in. And you've now got good friends here in the Kick chat, so they'll all welcome you back as well.
Love you, bitch.
There it is. We love you, man. Sweet as, dude.
Yeah.
Any closing comments? Do you have anything you want to promote? You got a channel you want to shill to
I
us?
don't really promote much of my stuff. I mean, like I said, I mainly just hang around other people that play game stuff. But
Okay.
I'm always down for any type of topics of talking of anything, as well as just I'm a guy that loves taking photographs of nature as well. So
Right.
if you love to talk, if you want to talk about nature that way, survival stuff, woodworking, your hobbies, my hobbies. I also do enjoy playing video games. So if any of y'all want to play games, I'm always down for that too.
Well, man, you could feel free. I know you're not on Kick, but feel free when you do get over to Kick to promote your handles in the games. God, I'm not a gamer,
yeah.
but whatever you want, man.
I'm gonna have to actually look up. Is it how do you pronounce? How do you spell the thing? Is it just Kick?
Yeah, just kick.com. Kick.com, and you'll find me as Gives a Minute.
Okay, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make one after we're done here, and I'll make sure my name's Mountain Dale for you.
Nice one. All right, Mountain Dale. Thanks again, dude. Appreciate you. We'll speak again soon, man. Thank you, man.
Also, I'm kind of wondering, have you seen there's a video on YouTube there of Australians reacting to a shark jumping out of water.
I haven't seen it. I don't think.
It's a news anchor thing. I would definitely recommend after this to just take. It's a little like 30-second video, but Australians of a news anchor just reacting to a Shark Week thing with.
Oh, I know what you mean, and the guy's like, I'm never going in the ocean. I'm never going in the ocean again. Yeah, we watched it here. That's a guy. What's his name? He's from the Today Show. It's one of the dickhead anchors on. Yeah, I know who you mean. Yeah. It's funny, right. And dude, it's not an exaggeration. The ocean is like right here. I'm 25 yards from the ocean. It's right there. There's great whites out there. It's frightening as shit. Touch wood, it never happens.
I'm about 25 yards from the river in my state.
There you go.
So I mean, I got the
similar
stuff there.
Very similar. No great whites in there though.
As for the ocean,
how far are you? More than 25 yards.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Closest ocean is probably going to be this one here. Checking out my Google Maps here. Yeah. I am 805 miles away.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, you're not going to be getting much surfing in. You can live through me, man. Live vicariously through me. I'll take you surfing in a figurative speech.
I mean, the GoPro works always great.
Thank you, man.
As for the great whites and stuff, I mean, I would love to see great whites. I'd probably go dive just to see them. All
right, I do not want to see one. I'm happy to just surf without seeing a great white.
I would love to. My favorite shark I've never seen, but I would love to see is a hammerhead. I would love to see a hammerhead.
Very strange animal.
They're odd looking thing.
Yeah.
They get pretty big, but I would love to see them too.
Anyway, all right, Mountain Dale. I'll say goodbye to you, man. Thanks again for being here. Appreciate you.
Have anytime. A good morning, I would say.
Evening, 7 p.m. Evening. Yeah.
1 a.m.
All right.
Morning for me, I guess.
Thanks again, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Catch you next time, man. Later.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care.
There we go, folks. Mountain Dale from Twitch coming over to the stream. I gotta say again, just a massive thank you for Mountain Dale coming on, because like we sat here and we were looking for our Dale and he fucked us. Let's just be honest. He was, and I gotta do this. Doug came up with a good point though. Got to remember the time zones. But Dale, he did say on my YouTube stream, I want to call in. I got something on my chest. I want to talk to you. I want to call in. He laid it down and said, we got to do this. I got to work tomorrow morning early. So I wasn't intending to come back, but I thought, no, Dale's, he seemed quite intent on chatting about something. And I'm always down for a good conversation. So I was like, no, I'll go live on Kick. So I instantly changed everything and went on Kick. And I gave a 20, or we give a 30-minute countdown for Dale to come on, and he didn't. And then what happens? From a platform I restream to called twitch.com, another Dale pops up and says, hey, I'm a Dale, I'll call in. And so we had the greatest conversation with Dale, not the Dale, but a Dale. And that was so cool, man. I really, really enjoyed a good, hearty conversation. And what better topics of conversation to talk about? Surfing, electrical storms, saltwater versus freshwater. And then we went into gun control. It's heavy, right? These are heavy, but isn't that cool? Maybe we could do heavy content streams with Mountain Dale. There's something that's happening, there's something political or something current events. We could maybe just queue up Dale and say, hey man, what's your take on this? We could have like a correspondent, if you like. I love it, man. Again, I'm going to thank Mountain Dale for coming in. Much appreciation. Hopefully he joins Kick and he comes in as Mountain Dale so that we know who he is. I got to split now though. I'll see you guys soon, I guess. I'm going to be working and then I'll be live again, but appreciate you all in the chat. I know when I'm talking with somebody like a little interview, I typically don't look at the chat because I want to focus all of my attention on the guest. So I might have missed stuff in the chat. My apologies. It wasn't the intention, but you know how it works. But thank you all for being here. I'll catch you all on the flip side. Take care. Get him out of here. Kicking it with Gives a Minute on Kick.